A good sales page can generate thousands of dollars for you or your client. Yet, sales page writing is probably one of the hardest skills for a copywriter to master, but it doesn't have to be. I've come up with 5 copywriting exercises to help you write better copy in no time. My name is Darius Lucas, and if you want more videos on copywriting and the art of turning your words into cash flow, click like and subscribe. And now let's begin with our 5 copywriting exercises that will make your sales copy much better. Exercise number 1. Hello, customer. This is probably one of my favorite exercises to give to any copywriter that is about to start writing their sales page. So this is where you ask yourself, where is my customer at? You pick up a piece of paper and then you free write. You write for as long as you can on their issues, challenges, questions, and anything else that they might be facing at the moment, or rather in the moment that they come across your ad or your sales page. So this really allows you to tap into the mind of your client and really explore their psychology that you can then translate into your copy. And the beauty of this exercise, if you really free write, if you really spend 5 to 10 to even 15 minutes just sort of jotting down these issues and challenges and problems that your prospective client might have, you end up with a bulk of text that you can easily be using and recycling when writing your landing page, your sales page. Now, exercise number 2, black and white. This is a super important exercise when sitting down to write your sales page. What you want to do in this exercise is you want to describe a very contrasting before and after. Now, what do you mean when I say before and after? Of course, I refer to the stage before they have bought your product or service, and then after they have bought it and have gone through your product, have used your product, have used your service, and now they are at the other end. You want to make these 2 points on the polar opposites, and you want to describe the issues, the problems, the questions, the challenges that they are facing before purchasing your product, and then describe how their life, how their internal states or external states have changed as a result of having bought from you or from your client. But for the purposes of this exercise, I want you to exaggerate both of these states, the before and after. I want you to write it in a way that their life is almost like falling apart just because they haven't come across your product, and explain why and how. And then when we get to after having purchased your product, we also want to exaggerate that. We want to describe how their life has improved, what changes have they seen, and how awesome and beautiful and amazing their life is now. Of course, we are doing this only, as I said, for the purposes of this exercise. And of course, in the actual copy, we will tone it down. But now I really want you to be using this exercise to do the black and white, to really clarify the difference between the 2. And now we get to exercise number 3. What's in it for me? And of course, if you want more of these beautiful and gorgeous copywriting videos that I am making, click like and subscribe and you'll get a notification when a new one comes out. So what's in it for me? Benefits versus features. Now, what do I mean by that, and what do you need to do? I would like you to list the benefits that your client gets from and through purchasing your product or service. And then I'd like you to list the features of the product. And most ideally, you'd be connecting between the 2, between the benefits and the features. Now, what's the difference? For example, in my language teaching business that I run with my team, one of the services would be mini audio classes that people get via Messenger. Now, the benefit is that they can be learning on the go. They might be on the way to work, they might be on the way to pick up their children, and they can easily go onto their Messenger, listen to a new mini audio class that we've just sent them, and they can sort of, pick up a few new words. So this is the benefit, integrating learning into their life. And you see, most people are not that interested in the features of the product. They are rather more interested in the benefits of the product or the service. So for that reason, I'd love you to list the benefits and then list the features of your product or service, and then think, how can you expand and focus on the benefits and convey those benefits throughout your sales page. And you will see that that will make a huge difference in your sales. Now, exercise number 4, no fluff. This is a very important exercise that can really help you write a very tight and succinct copy, which you otherwise wouldn't get to. Now, how do you do that? Because what I see a lot of the time is that, especially for beginner copywriters, it is very, very hard to write succinctly. It's very hard to write in to the point sentences and really make sure that the copy, as I always say, is punchy. So this exercise does that. It makes your copy punchy. It makes your copy very powerful. So what we first do, we describe the product at length, the product or service. Again, it's a free writing exercise to start with. We pick up a piece of paper and we literally describe the product or the service in as much detail as we can. And you can obviously be typing it up, you can be jotting it down in handwriting, it doesn't quite matter. Now, once you've outlined the product description or the service description at length, when you really exploit what the product or the service is in writing, when you freestyle, then you've possibly written about every possible aspect of what the product is, I would love you to go into that piece of copy that you've just written, into that sort of brain dump, so to speak. I would love you to then highlight, underline the keywords, the words that stand out the most, the words that are the most powerful, the words that you think make the copy, yes, you guessed it, punchy. So once you've done that, once you've really underlined your keywords, you got your sales page map. You got the notes that you need to hit when writing your sales page. And you see, writing the sales page now becomes much, much easier because you have all these little indicators as to what you need to cover. And once you've done that, once you've got this little obviously map of things that you need to cover and touch upon in your page, what you can then also do is write a one-liner. Based on what you've written in the at-length description, based on the keywords, you can write a one-liner as to what your product or service is. And you're using the keywords, you're using the power of tightening everything up and condensing it into one powerful and punchy tagline, into one powerful one-liner, where once the person reads it, they understand what the service or the product is and what benefits that has for them, what's in it for them. So as you see, if you go through this exercise step by step, you will have at least 40% of your sales page written. And lastly, my friend, slim it down. Exercise number 5. Once you've written your copy, once you've written your sales page, I'd love you to go in and cut out 40%. Like literally 40% is a must. Now, this is just for the purposes of this exercise. You will be allowed to bring most of the stuff back in should you want to after this exercise. So what this does, you go in, you read the copy, you slash out 40% and you keep asking yourself, do I really need this sentence? Do I really need this paragraph? Does this sentence, does this paragraph, does this word add anything to the copy? Once you've done this audit and the slashing away and the slimming down, what you can then do before you finalize your copy, you go back in again and look at the parts and the words and the sentences and the paragraphs that you cut. And then you ask yourself once again, do I really need to bring it back into my final draft? And what you will see happen that a lot of the time, the answer will be no. And if you are very, very sure that this bit of text that you cut really needs to make its way back, then that will be a very conscious decision that is likely to make your copy much better. So as you see, if you follow these 5 exercises, they literally handhold you through the process of writing your sales copy. And they do it in a way that is fun, that is delightful, hopefully, that is inspiring, and you are literally playing around with your sales copy. And you are really trying out many things, many angles, many perspectives. As a result of that, you compile a lot of data, you compile a lot of text that you can work with, and then sort of use it as a precious stone that you can then sculpt into some beautiful sculpture. Because that's what copywriting is. It's really taking a massive piece of stone and then really sculpting it to make it appear and come alive and become something beautiful, something that people are attracted to. I know this is a weird analogy, but I hope it works. So I really hope that these 5 exercises will have elevated the quality of your copy and will have made sure that you are getting better conversions as a result through your sales page. Now, if you want more of these copywriting videos, there are a few more that are coming up on your screen as we speak that you can click and continue watching and learning, as well as, of course, subscribing to this channel and liking this very video. And of course, leaving a comment is always lovely as to how you found this video. And I, of course, will see you very soon.